Welcome to my platform. Wow, it's a beautiful day here. But I posted yesterday when good isn't good enough. And I want to elaborate on something. Listen, let me get real close. I would never tell you to leave your spouse. I would never tell you to leave your partner, your husband, your wife. I would never tell you that. But I'm just saying, for me, I would not settle for less. And that's just me. But I want to elaborate on that yesterday about when good isn't good enough. When good isn't good enough. And let me just explain when I say when good isn't good enough. I have talked to a lot of women who have issues, especially when they make more money than their husbands, and vice versa. Some husbands make more money than their wife or their friend, their lady friend, and vice versa. Some women make more than the boyfriend and the husband. But anyway, in the household, it creates problems because one would feel like they're giving out more, in which they are, because they're making the most money. They have the most income. So when it feels like that, it's going to create a problem. Now, we're living in a society in where everything want to be 50-50. To versus 20 or 30 years ago, the man provided everything. Okay? So the man was considered the head of household, and they provided everything. They taking care of all the bills, all the mortgage, all the rent. They taking care of that while the other significant or the spouse or the girlfriend, 20 or 30 years ago, she may be working and may not. But it wasn't a problem then, because if she was working and not taking care of the kids at home, and she was on a job, then it wasn't a problem back then, because that was 20, 30 or longer years ago. But today, let's speed it up today. What I have noticed, being a single woman myself, that the guys want to split everything. Being the woman that I am, that doesn't sit with me well, because one thing, and this is my opinion, one thing, I can take care of my own, okay? I don't need to split nothing with you, especially if you're taking me out and you invited me out. What I expect for you to do is take care of the whole bill, and we're not splitting anything. And it's a standard that I live up to. Now, if you take me out to a place where I can afford, that's not taking me out. Take me out to a place where I cannot afford it. Now, that's taking me out, because I can't afford to pay the bill. But if I can afford to pay that bill, now this is me. Okay? These are my standards. Then you don't have to take me to places where I can afford. But to those who are comfortable, because we live different standards, we have different standards, and we have different outlooks on things. But for those who are comfortable of their man not making more than they are, that means they cannot contribute to the household like you can. So that means everything is really going to fall on your shoulders. Because if he's nickel and diming his way and you're okay with that, then you're okay with that. You should not complain because you knew the deal in the situation before you walked into it. But sometimes, if that person is willing to take on more than one job, several jobs, oh yeah, I can see that. You can work with that. But most of the time, the person is not willing to take extra jobs. Most of the time. And if they do take extra jobs, and this could be male or female, majority of the time they're going to get tired and they're not going to continue to work 2 and 3 jobs for the rest of their life. So I want to make sure that when good is not good enough, then what are you going to do? When you get tired and upset and you thought it can work out, you thought you can manage the money, you thought just what if? Now, if you're living on love, then that's okay. But some people live on more than love. Yes, they love that person, but they want that person to thrive. They want that person to thrive. They want better for that person. If you are leveling up, then surely you want somebody to level up with you. Not level down, but level up. As you grow, you want somebody to grow with you. As you move, you want somebody to move with you. You want them to see the vision and make it plain. You want them to support you. Even if they own nickel and dime on a smaller income, and they see you moving forward, and they not moving forward, they still back there, then there's a problem. There should be a problem. Because everybody should have a master plan. Master that plan. And you should have a master plan for those who are not willing to have a big income, a substantial income where you guys can really make it without trying to figure out how we're going to do this from month to month. How we're going to pay the mortgage. How we're going to pay the utilities. How we're going to pay the car note. How we're going to get food on the table. Just the materialistic things that we need from day to day. But if that person is not growing with you, then that's the choice and the decisions that you have made. And I'm not putting down anyone. Don't get that from me. No. I'm just using some simple common sense to open up the brain and make you think. And sometimes that's why we're in the predicaments that we are in, because we made a decision and really didn't think about it. We made a decision because we was lonely. We made a decision because we thought at that time that was the best decision and no way out. Now that you got yourself together and the pressure is off of you, and you're thinking about the decisions that you have made, and now you want to reverse them. Now it's time to reposition yourself into a new territory that you have never been in. You have never experienced it. You have never saw it until now, because you got a glimpse, just a glimpse of how life could be. Not should be, but could be. But you're stuck over here with this person that don't want to go nowhere, and they completely satisfied. They okay with their life. Some people are comfortable with their life not doing anything. I know a few people like that today. Just as comfortable with their life, don't want to have nothing, don't want to go nowhere, don't want to just achieve anything. They feel like as long as they have transportation, a job, a little job that they can make it off of, a little roof over their head, or living with someone, then they are comfortable. Then you have some just don't want anything. Period. Period. They just want to live off the system. They just want to ride public transportation. And that's okay if that's the life that you want to live. But for those who are striving and thriving for more, then you uncomfortable in the situation that you're in. Can I get a hello from somebody? But if you're okay and you love the life that you're living, that's okay too. But for those go-getters, those motivators, those people who are inspired by someone else, and they looking at them, and they want to gravitate and learn as much as they can from that person who is striving and thriving through life, then this is for you. Because why settle for less when good is not good enough? It is more potential in you than you can ever think. And I'm going to be that example today. I'm going to be that example. Decades ago, I wanted more, but I just didn't know how to get more. I wanted to move up in positions and competence, but I just didn't know how. Like they said, a closed mouth will never be fed. Well, that's true in so many ways, because I kept my mouth closed when I wanted to move forward. I kept my mouth closed and was afraid to try new things, to venture out, just to see if I can make it. I had a closed mouth, and fear held me down. It held me back. And one day I just decided up here in my mind to, what if? What if I can make it? What if I'm successful in everything that I wanted to do? These desires that I had and I was holding back. I say, what if I just give it a try? And one day I decided to give it a try. And I was good at it. In spite of the fear, that was telling me, no, you can't do that. No, you're not going to make it. You're a failure. Remember what they said about you? Well, that still remains. And I had to shake that out of my mind. I had to reverse my mind. I had to renew my mind. I had to think about things new and don't be afraid, because it was always lingering in the back of my mind. What if? So I decided to give it a try, because if I didn't, it would still be back there today, lingering in my mind, if I never would have tried. I don't care how long it takes to get to where you want to be in life. Take your time. Get a strategy plan, a good one that will work. But take your time. Why are you in a hurry? Work on you, fix you. And don't try to fix nobody else. Even the one that's with you and don't want nothing in life. You have to make that decision, whether you want to stay with that individual or you want to move on. But in the meantime, in between time, fix you, baby. Make plans to better yourself, because no one can better you but you. No one can get up and do the things for you. You have to do it. If you work the work and work the plan, it will work for you. If you work the work and work the plan, it will work for you. Another example about me. I started writing a book. I wrote a book in 2010. First and last. But I decided, if I'm going to work that work, I got to work the plan in order to make it work. I just wrote it and sit down on it. Forgot about it, and I had closed the book for years. And people would tell me, why you haven't written another book? That book was inspirational. What happened? I could not tell them. I don't know. I just dropped the ball. See, that's what we do, is drop the ball, and we don't have no reason why we dropped that ball. What happened in between? My mind went blank, and I just told them, I just don't know. I don't know if I was just too lazy to continue to do it. But you know what? I have decided every ball that I have dropped, and if I decide to go back and pick that ball up and begin to do something with it, I'm going to make it happen. But I got to be persistent. And that's one thing I utilize in my mind. Okay, I can go back and get the balls that I had dropped. But what I'm going to do with them balls? Am I going to utilize the knowledge that I have sitting in my lap? Or I'm going to continue to let it just sit in my lap? Or pass it on, pass that knowledge on to those who really enjoy writing, to those who really inspired to do, to write a book. I can pass that knowledge on, and I can make it happen to someone else who really desires that. And I can still continue to do what I need to do to enhance me, to enhance my life, to better myself. So that's why I always say, don't be selfish. If I can help you, then I can help you. But if I can't, I'm going to be straight up. I can't help you. I tell my class that I teach and minister to, if I can help you, I will help you. I'll be glad to help you. But you have to want to help yourself first in order for me to help you. Now, bribery, scams, all of that, I am aware of it. But for those who are sincere, I'm aware of that also. So in other words, what I'm saying, you can't pull no wool over my eyes. But when good is not good enough, what do you do? When good is not good enough, what do you do? I'm completing my course. But what are you going to do? Are you going to let the ball drop? Are you going to go get the ball and do something with it? Or are you just going to sit there and let the ball just lay in your lap? When good isn't good enough, what are you going to do? Thank y'all for watching. I always say, pass it on. Pass the meat on, pass the gravy on, pass the biscuit on to somebody else and let them feast off what the Lord has given me. Invite them to the table because the feast of the Lord is going on. And let them get full and let them pass it on. All right, you guys, make it a great day. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sitting down and eating at my table. I really enjoyed y'all company. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.